Some people thought that it was a tattoo or that I was some kind of communist. Hey everyone, I'm Brett, and welcome to Nightwood Guns. It is good to be home from SHOT Show 2024, and now that I'm home, I want to do a wrap-up video where I talk about my top 5 picks from the show. I will be doing a lightning round of a couple of things that I want to share with you that didn't make the lists on the other videos. And finally, I need to address some drama that popped up on my channel throughout my SHOT Show coverage, and I also just want to make you guys aware of the truth of what it's actually like to be at SHOT Show if you've never been before. Before we get started, I want to give a big thank you to the 2 companies that sponsored my channel in 2023, DPM Systems and Handle It Grips. Both of these companies were so generous with their time showing me the ropes at SHOT Show. These are genuinely incredible people running these companies. So if you want to support the people who supported my SHOT Show coverage in my channel, be sure to check out DPM Systems if you want a softer shooting gun, and check out Handle It Grips if you need some grip texture. Now on to the good stuff. These are my top 5 picks from SHOT Show and the top 5 guns that I'm going to be prioritizing getting, not just for the channel, but personally for my own collection. Coming in at number 5 is going to be the Nemo Arms Mongoose. It's been a long time since a PCC got me this excited, but its short recoil system with its ka-chunk barrel that moves back and forth has me so pumped to see how soft and flat shooting this gun is. It even comes with a compensator and standoff device. Man, I can't wait to get this thing in my hands. Number 4 is going to be the Lipsy's Ultimate Carry J-Frame. This is like the final version of the classic Smith & Wesson J-Frame revolver. It's got great sights, great grips, and deletes the internal lock. This is what we've all been waiting for. If you want to update your old Smith, or if you're looking to purchase a new J-Frame, this is the one to go with. It's also really neat that they're offering it in 38 Special and 32 H&R Magnum. Number 3 is going to be the Walther PDP Steel Frame Compact. Guys, this is the best shooting gun from the factory that doesn't have ports, doesn't have a compensator. I could not believe how well this thing ran. I am not a PDP guy, but this gun has converted me. Number 2, I'm going to be buying another X Macro just to set it up with the Radian Ramjet Afterburner and the backstrap and magwell combination, along with the new base plate that Radian's going to be offering. This was hands down the best shooting gun at all of range day, so I absolutely have to have one. And finally, coming in at number 1 is going to be the Stealth Arms Platypus. There has been so much hype around this gun, and this is the first time I got to get my hands on one. Not only did I get to feel one, I got to actually take a look inside of one, and the build quality is insanely good. It impressed the hell out of me. I don't know how they are selling this gun for as little as they are. From their online gun builder to their interactions with the community, Stealth Arms is the future of handgun manufacturing in this country. We are going to see very big things from them. They're going to shift the industry altogether, and I can't wait to get my hands on a platypus, because that new grip texture, the bull barrel, and the new calibers, they came out strong at SHOT. Now it's time for my lightning round of the guns I didn't get to talk about in my other videos. Here we go. First up is the Langdon Tactical Beretta PX4 GSD. This is the PX4 that is so soft shooting that we all know and love, with a heavier barrel that makes it even flatter shooting. This might be the best shooting handgun without ports or comps ever created. Possibly even better than the Walther steel frame. We'll have to see. I want to put them head to head. They also made changes to the trigger guard, the trigger shoe, added a magwell from Springer Precision, and they're even offering one with a dual port comp system that can hold the X300 weapon light from VP Armory that is making the comp. Combining this thing with a DPM recoil reduction system, I think is going to be unbeatable. Next up is the Watchtower Apache, which is basically a fancy Staccato XC or Nighthawk TRS comp. Just imagine one of those guns, but it has like an Army of 2 or a fancy Call of Duty skin on it. If you like flashy guns, then this is one worth checking out. Again, I didn't get to shoot it. I don't know how well it shoots or how reliable it is, but I can only imagine that at that price point, it's pretty darn good. Next is the new Blued Colt Python. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the new Colt revolvers, but it is so amazing to see them bringing bluing back. Bluing has been nearly absent from the gun industry for a long time on pistols and revolvers. I'm so excited to see the industry moving in that direction because the bluing on these revolvers honestly looked really good. Next is the Palmetto State Armory Saber Dagger. The one that I got to hold was all tricked out. It had ports on top of the barrel, lightning cuts. It just seemed like this gun was going to shoot really well, and it felt great in hand, so looking forward to seeing what they do with this line. And finally is going to be the Diamondback SDR 357 Magnum revolver. This one's really neat because it comes in at a budget price. It's going to be 777 clams MSRP, so you know the street price is probably going to be lower, and it shot great on range day. And it has the push button cylinder release, but most importantly, it has a push button easy detach cylinder, so you can swap the cylinder out at the range on the go. So when they eventually introduce a 9mm cylinder, you can swap between the two. All right, next up, it's time to address some of the drama around my channel throughout my SHOT Show coverage. This is also where I'm going to correct a couple of mistakes I made. So first of all, addressing the Glock 49 malfunctions at Industry Day at the range, this really upset some people that are truly passionate about Glock. This is the first time in my entire time on YouTube that I have been called a Glock hater or a Glock basher. I have been referred to as a Glock shill up until this moment. But guys, this was not a big deal. It was just embarrassing at the show. Glock will sort this out. The Glock 49 has the Glock 17 length slide, which is heavy, and then they decided to put a giant Steiner optic on there, and the frame is running a recoil spring assembly from a Glock 19, and that just was not tuned very well to cycle. In my hands, and I have a very strong grip strength, it cycled without issue, but the second you put it into someone's hands that does not have vice-like grip strength, it is more susceptible to limp wrist malfunctions. And a lot of people were saying that my wife was limp wristing, but if you look at the footage, that grip should be sufficient for any handgun to cycle. What a lot of people don't know about my wife is she's been shooting Glocks since she was 15 years old, and she has been carrying Glocks for her entire adult life, and she has never once had a limp wrist malfunction. Not only that, but she shot every other semi-automatic pistol that was available at Industry Day at the range, and not a single other one malfunctioned. That one with the Steiner was malfunctioning in so many people's hands that it was a problem. And number two was the red star that was on my hand at Industry Day at the range. Some people thought that it was a tattoo and that I was some kind of communist. But it was literally just the stamp to get into Industry Day at the range so that I could get back in if I left. So these people have never been out in public before. I don't know. The third piece of drama is around the HoloSun thermal optic and pointing it at people's heads at SHOT Show. Now I gotta say, this situation is 100% on the shoulders of HoloSun, because it wasn't just me and my channel, it was every channel and everyone who posted across every social media platform. HoloSun took plastic blue guns and painted them black and put the HoloSun logo on them, and then encouraged people to point them at the reps. The reps consented to this, because if you didn't point it at a person that gave off a heat signature, there'd be nothing to see. It'd be a blank screen. HoloSun just didn't think about how it would look on social media for people who had no context and did not see that it was mounted on essentially a blue gun. So no, I was not pointing a firearm at people's faces. Next up, I said the Beretta 92 GTS was a bit of a fail on Beretta's part, and guys, I just wasn't really thinking on this one. The rep at the Beretta booth that I was speaking to knew nothing about it. When I asked him why they decided to make this, he was like, I don't know, I guess it was a safety thing to have a safer option on the market. And I was working 18 to 20 hour days to get these videos out same day to you guys while networking and making connections at SHOT Show. So my brain was kind of fried. This is something that people have been asking for forever, and I just didn't really see the use in it, because ever since I got the Langdon Tactical Beretta with RDO cut, a frame-mounted decocker isn't really something that I needed anymore. With the G-style decocker, if you rack the slide and accidentally activate it, it springs right back up and you can still fire it. And not to mention, ever since they started doing the RDO on the Berettas, you can just rack it off the optic, so that frame-mounted decocker isn't really, something that I needed. And honestly, the main thing that was a fail about it to me was that the ambi decocker was really, really uncomfortable. When I was gripping it, it was just grinding against the knuckle bones in my hand, and I couldn't see the purpose for it. But then some of you jumped into the comments and told me that Locke makes those wraparound grips. You put those goes on there. You get a much better grip on the gun, and there are even some aftermarket levers that you can get that solve that problem completely. This is still not a gun that has any relevance to me, but I can definitely see how those of you who have been waiting for something like this were really excited by it. The next correction I have to make is I was talking about the North American arms with the swing out cylinder, and I didn't specify that it's the pug version that has the swing out cylinder now, because the Sidewinder has been around for a while, but now they are offering it in that pug variant, which in my opinion is the best concealed carry version of their revolver. So it's very exciting to see. I just should have been more specific. And finally, as if upsetting Glock people wasn't enough, I also upset the TSOS people by calling TSOS fine. Like, I didn't even say that they were bad or terrible or anything like that. I was specifically talking about the double stacks that were there, and I said they were fine. And I said that I would not use one for any kind of serious use or self-defense, but that it would make a good range toy or something to play with. I thought the Glock people's insecurity was showing, but TSOS people, take a chill pill. Hold the chill pill out in your hand. Hold it out in your hand. Put it in your mouth. Grab your water. Take the chill pill. The reason I was talking up Bursa is because Bursa has just made kind of crap forever, and they're actually putting out a decent 1911, and it's 100% made in America, even though it's made with MIM parts, and it still falls into that budget category. Thought it was worth a shout out. TSOS is kind of nothing new. As far as TSOS goes, I will be getting the Mac for the channel so I can run it myself and see how it goes reliability wise, but I'm reserving my full judgment until then. Now, as far as some truth about SHOT Show that some people might not be aware of, is on the consumer end of things, I feel like a lot of people think that SHOT Show is purely for the debut of new firearms. It's like an expo for new releases so that you can get a sneak preview of what's coming out this year. But really, media are like the last priority. SHOT Show is 100% about finding a way to get your money out of your wallet. Manufacturers are convincing buyers that you will buy their product, and then buyers are convincing you to buy the product from them. And then media is convincing you to buy the product so that they can get advertising money. And also, a lot of you may not realize that SHOT Show is a gun-free zone. You are not allowed to carry any personal firearms into SHOT Show. That if you did, that would be very, very bad of you. But hopefully, as you came along with me through my journey at SHOT Show, you could see some potential things that would actually be worth your hard-earned money. More than 2,000 of you subscribed to my channel throughout my SHOT Show 2024 coverage, and I'm so grateful to have you here. For those of you who were already subscribed, it was great seeing you again, and for those of you who are new, it's so nice to meet you, and I look forward to interacting with you in future videos. Other than that, if you want to support the channel, check out the links in the description below. You can always toss a super thanks my way. Every little bit helps. And also, if you want to support the companies who support me, be sure to check out DPM Systems if you want a faster, softer shooting gun, and Handle It Grips if you're looking for some better grip texture for your favorite pistol. Their edge texture is my personal favorite. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Brett. This was Nightwood Guns at SHOT Show 2024. Nightwood out.